Hello, my name is Caitlin. I'm going to be explaining my Earth's model for the atmosphere and such. So, question number one, what type of forcing, positive or negative, would result from an increase in ice and snow on the Earth's surface? Be specific and refer to the model that you drew. So, positive forcing are things that would cause the Earth's temperature to rise up and continually rise up. Negative forcing is things that we can do or anything that happens within the earth that would cause less for the earth's temperature to drop. And so if there would be an increase in ice and snow, that would make it negative forcing, or things would be causing negative forcing because of a drop in earth's atmosphere, such as more trees would be planted. As an example, if we plant more trees and we actually start using paper and everything sustainably, that would increase the high albedo. And high albedo is the reflective light that would cause the earth to reflect light back into the atmosphere over here, and that causes, because of that, that causes high albedo causes the reflective, the visible light to reflect off of the Earth's atmosphere, and that causes less absorption from low albedo, such as like the sea, and that causes a lower temperature instead of a higher temperature in the Earth's climate and atmosphere. So an increase in ice and snow on the Earth's surface, so planting more trees, less CO2 emissions from the pollution that we cause from cars and factories, and so that explains number one. Number two, what type of forcing, positive or negative, would result in an increase in dark colored aerosols in the Earth's atmosphere? So, be specific, an example would be because of global warming, that because of us, we kind of cause more global warming due to the CO2 emissions from everything that we do, from factories and cars, and cutting down trees, which causes more of a lower albedo, which causes the Earth's temperature to rise. So this would cause, it would be a more of a positive forcing because of an increase in dark colored aerosols on the Earth's atmosphere. So example would be cutting down trees, which would cause a more lower albedo, which increases the temperature. The melting of the ice and snow caps, which would increase the surface area of the ocean, and that means the ocean is more bluer, and so that causes a lower albedo, which causes more absorption from the visible light coming inside into the Earth's atmosphere, and instead of reflecting back up, it instead gets reabsorbed and trapped from the infrared radiation by the greenhouse gases. So visible light comes down and some of it is absorbed, and that causes an increase in temperature. And instead of it being re-emitted to long-wave radiation, infrared heat radiation, it is trapped inside because it's all absorbed from the greenhouse gases that we're causing more of. So that answers that question. What type of forcing, positive or negative, would result in addition of more greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide? So like I said before in the other two, so an example would be factories producing more products that cause CO2 emissions, and driving cars, and creating roads on the surface, just creating roads in general, like asphalt, and just polluting the air through like dirty cities and overpopulated places that have to have buildings, and just producing more CO2 emissions. And so that increases the greenhouse effect on the Earth's atmosphere, and because it is creating more of a greenhouse effect, more heat is being trapped inside because it's not exiting or being re-emitted back into space. So since we're just thickening and thickening the greenhouse layer, it's trapping more heat, increasing the temperature, and causing a positive force on the Earth's atmosphere and stuff. And so overall, in the last 100 years, number four. Earth has experienced more positive forcing due to human activities, leading to a rise in Earth's average temperature. What example of a mitigation effort that we could enact to offset these positive forcings? Your idea can be creative, just must work on design be specific and refers to the model that you drew. So a mitigation effort that we could do is to enforce more rules and regulations on trying to be more sustainable, and thus trying to, like, for example, trying to make electric cars more of the norm, and trying to support less tree cutting, trying to support nature, trying to support things that would not pollute the earth, such as like buying less plastic stuff, trying to just be sustainable pretty much, so future generations can enjoy the natural capital that the earth gives us. And what was the question? Mitigation effort. So I guess it could just start as from the bottom, starting with individuals, working up to try and creating, or like local communities trying to do something and bring it up to a higher power, and trying to create laws in order to be more sustainable and implement sustainable actions. Yeah, so that is the my examples. Thank you.